Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Xiahtic, I'm a composer, and today we are doing our first Xiah Kim Junsu marathon. We have 6 songs that we're going to be checking out here. 3 are from the Dracula musical, and these are all songs that have been chosen by my patrons. We are going to be doing the song She, Loving You Keeps Me Alive, The Longer I Live, a live performance featuring X Song and Pitapat, a live performance of Xiahtic featuring Key of Shiny, and a live fan cam of the song Writing You. So we're going to dive right into the first song, which is She from Dracula the Musical. This was a request by my patron Flower. Thank you, Flower. I was given a little bit of context on this song, and apparently, correct me if I'm misunderstanding this, but I believe Junsu requested for this song to be put into the musical for the musical to make more sense. So I'm not sure how that worked, because I believe it's only in the Korean version of the musical. I'm sure more will become clear once we look at the lyrics, but let's get right into it.
내가 세상에서 가장 위대하고 진실된 러브 스토리를 들려드릴게요. 드넓은 숲 펼쳐진 곳, 맑은 공기 가득한 곳에 한 젊은 왕자가 살았었죠. 헌신적인 사랑으로 신을 따른 믿음의 왕자, 신에게 모든 걸 다 바쳤죠. 자, 이런 얘기 속엔 빠질 수 없는 한 아름다운 공주님, 사랑 영원토록 굳게 맹세해줘. 언제라도 어디라도 그대 곁에 함께.
So far, I'm really enjoying this song. It's really quite lovely. I love his vocal delivery. It's a little higher up in his range, but he's delivering it with a lot of tenderness. And I'm catching bits of the lyrics here and there. He's sort of, I guess, telling the story of how he met this girl or how he loves this girl. The melodies are very sweet, very sentimental. I'm really enjoying it because the composition is just so pretty in general. There's just enough going on. His voice is the main focus, while there's, the beautiful, subtle orchestration to support the story that he's telling. Everything sounds very loving and sweet, and I love it. It does have a very identifiably, musical theater quality, which is not a bad thing. I think the song is evoking the perfect emotion that it is trying to evoke. And I did like the sort of switch to the darker tone in the orchestra right after the chorus. That was a nice touch.
깊은 신요 속에서 공주는 매일 기도했죠. 세상 무엇보다 사랑하는 그 사람을 제발 지켜 주소서. 엘리자베스, 안돼, 안돼. 엘리자베스, 안돼, 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 안돼. 제발 신이시여 죽어가는 나의 그녀 다시 살려 주소서. 세리시여 나의 모든 것을
Just pause it there again. Wow, what passion in his acting. The delivery of his dialogue there, the screaming, the pain in his voice, the cracking in his voice. Really powerful stuff. I did read a little bit about how Elizabeth ends up being Mina. That's how I understand it. So this must be when she dies initially, and so he's telling the story here of how it all happened. We have a bit of a departure from a focus on the music here, which is cool, to focus more on the storytelling. There was a little bit of mild choreo there, but yeah, I'm just loving his vocals and his performance here.
졌잖아. 내 말 안 들리나 대답해봐. 좋아신 따위는 필요 없어. 정말 미치도록 날 저주해. 평생 그녀 위해 복수하리. 내 영혼을 악마에게 팔아서라도.
Wow.
무엇도 이제 의미 없어. 내 몸 저주받아 아파하고 아파해도 그녀에게 갈 수 없죠. 차라리 내 고통의 산 끝내주소.
Alright, stunning performance. The emotion in his voice is just unparalleled. Completely within his character, completely within the moment, you know, completely commanding the stage with such a range of emotions from anger to pain, again to tenderness. So skilled, so talented, such a natural. Musically, my favorite parts of this song were the more melodic, sentimental moments in the ending here with like that extended high note and those really sweet melodies. And I think the melodies at the end here were more similar to the ones at the very beginning. And then in the middle of the song, we sort of transitioned more into some darker themes that were more focused on dialogue. So musically, those parts didn't stand out to me too much because they're not really supposed to stand out musically. Really, in those moments, the music functions more as background atmosphere to enhance the story that's being told. So this song, She, is really more of a linear storytelling type of piece rather than a song necessarily. But it does have a sort of a verse and a chorus that makes itself known towards the beginning and towards the end. And then there's that darker part in the middle, focused more on just screaming a lot and being in pain. And by the way, that scream that he delivered was super impressive, so visceral. Really makes me hope that he's done some work on some metal tracks over the years, because that is the perfect kind of scream that I would love to hear in a metal song. Yeah, great performance overall. Let's check out the lyrics. In a place where vast woods spread, a place full of fresh air, lived a young prince. He was devoted in his love, a prince of faith in God's eyes. He laid and offered all to God, now indispensable to this tale, a beautiful princess, a pure love for eternity. They firmly vowed to each other, no matter when, no matter where, I'll be by your side together. But days of happiness lasted only briefly, and times of darkness fell on them. The battle for God broke out. With all his might, the prince fought in the night and depths of hell. The princess prayed every day. The one person I love more than anything in the world, please keep him in your care. Obviously, I caught some of what the song is about in the performance. This couple fell in love and eventually they ran into some trouble. She was murdered Murdered by who? I'm not sure. Andway? I'm not sure who Andway is. Another guy in the story, I suppose. Perhaps he was a jealous lover that she was having an affair with, is my best guess. God, I beg you, she that I love, please bring her back to life. God, didn't I devote my all to you? You hear what I'm saying? Try answering. Fine, I don't need anything like a god. I'm really losing my mind, be damned. For her, I'll seek revenge for my entire life, even if I have to sell my soul to the devil. Yeah, I guess that's the part where he was sort of stabbing the altar, is what I saw, and he's just kind of turning to evil because he's so heartbroken. Cool. Whatever, now it's meaningless. My body is under a curse. I hurt and hurt again, but I can't go to her. My life of agony, I'd rather it is put to an end. So I'm wondering if this is the moment actually where he is turned into a vampire because he has sold his soul to the devil. Interesting. Cool story. Very cool story. Okay, now we're moving on to Loving You Keeps Me Alive, At Last, and Whitby Bay reprise. This is a part of the musical where he shows his true feelings to Mina. This song, Loving You Keeps Me Alive, is apparently Junsu's favorite musical number ever, and the actress's name in this song is Im Hae-young. This should be interesting.
이 이야기 끝은 어떻게 되죠?
당신과 함께 이제 깨달았나요? 참아야 했던 긴 기다림 가슴은 이미 알고 있었던 그대 찾아온 우리의 길
이제 안개가 걷죠 마음속 의문 사라지네
운명을 피해 방황한 끝에 내 앞에 그대 서 있네요.
저 이만 가봐야 돼요.
진실을 알고서도 이전의 삶을 선택한다고요?
우린 다시 만나면 안 돼요. 약속해줘요. 다시 내 곁에 나타나지 않겠다고.
그런 약속 못합니다.
전 결혼할 사람이 있어요.
당신은 이미 결혼했어.
꿈 같은 삶 완벽한 인생 눈앞에 선명한데 내 맘은 왜 안개처럼 흐려지나 날 사랑한 내가 사랑한 그 일을 찾았는데 알 수 없이 찬바람이 불어오네
Sorry, I really wanted to let the song play there for a little bit. I just felt like that first couple of verses wasn't enough to really give my thoughts on it. So what I can compliment this performance for is, again, just the way the actors here are embodying their characters fully, even in their vocal delivery as they sing. You can hear the love in their voices, the longing in their voices, how torn they are with the current situation. The story of the musical is being told excellently here. And in that sense, the song is accomplishing its purpose. These vocal melodies, for me personally, they are, since they're so dialogue focused, they're a bit plain. This is something I'm actually starting to realize about Frank Wildhorn's compositions, is that they're not the catchiest songs ever, for my own taste. Now, I've watched a lot of musicals and listened to a lot of musical scores in my day, and what I like about a lot of musical numbers is how catchy they are. Even if they're ballads, there's a distinct hook in there to be found. I'm not getting that with Frank's compositions, and it's becoming more evident to me that he really focuses on having the music exist to carry the story primarily and not getting too ambitious with the compositions. Yeah, I mean, like this song, it's sweet. It's touching because of their vocal performances and how they're delivering the vocals. But just because I'm coming at this as a composer, I'm really analyzing how the music's put together, and there's not a whole lot to talk about. And I think it would touch Junsu for its core meaning rather than it standing out for any musical reason. That's just kind of how I'm interpreting it. But again, you know, even the dialogue here, the way that Junsu is delivering the dialogue with such passion and hurt in his voice, I'm just really complaining from a personal perspective about how plain the song is. Melodically, even the previous song stood out to me more melodically than this one. But let's keep it going before I go too hard on it too early.
그댄 내 삶의 이유, 나를 살게 한 첫사랑, 오랜 세월조차도 지울 수 없던 사람, 당신의 자리를 찾아 돌아와요. 나의 곁으로. 그댄 나만의 숨결, 아물지 않는 내 상처, 그대 마음 속에도 내가 남아있잖아. 당신의 진심을 외면하지 말고 내게로 와요.
Before we jump into it, that whole section was really lovely actually, even though the chord progression again was very simplistic. His vocals really carry it to the next level, and I like the abundance of silence and the minimalism of the instrumental with just the little guitar plucking, doing that tiny little arpeggio, and his vocals. And the lighting on stage with all the darkness really enhances the moment, really pulls you into the moment. Yeah, again, an intense intimacy that really elevates the performance, and that is something I can definitely appreciate. It makes a big difference. We're just going to go back a little bit there to get into that build fully.
내가 남아있잖아. 당신의 진심을 외면하지 말고 내게로 와요. 그대를 처음 본 순간 모든 게 변해버렸어. 그 이름만 속삭여도 내 세상은 떨려. 우리의 인연은 시간을 넘어 함께 하루며 다시 내게 돌아와. 나와 춤춰요 새벽을 향하여.
이런 내 자신을 원망해야 하는데, 두려움 던지고 돌아가야 하는데, 마음 한 곳에서 나를 지키라 해도 뭔가 잘못된 나 불길해. 꿈 같은 삶, 완벽한 인생 눈앞에 선명한데, 이런 내 맘 계속될까. 난 두려워
두려워도
우린 완벽한 인생일 거야 하지만
그래 내게 당한 사랑 내 허무한 삶의 유일한 빛 당신만이 날 채워줄 나의 사랑 그대를 처음 본 순간 숨조차 쉴 수 없었어 그 이름만 속삭여도 내 세상은 떨려 우리의 인연은 시간을 넘어 함께하며 이제 내게 돌아와 함께 춤춰요 새벽을 향한
Okay, I was considering pausing earlier, but I really felt like I should let the song roll the whole way through just so I could get a better understanding of it. Yeah, to be honest, I'm really not that crazy about this song. In a way, I can understand why this song would be Junsu's favorite musical number, because it's very much in his lane of a slow, sentimental ballad that he can really cook, if that makes sense. But I felt actually this performance was a little bit stiff, especially past the point of where I paused last. Her voice is really gorgeous. I like how her tone is so clear. She's basically pitch perfect. But maybe I could have done with some more passion in her singing. And there were points actually where I felt like they weren't quite in sync as much as they could have been. And part of that could be how slow the song is. Sometimes it's hard to be perfectly in sync when the song is so slow and trudging. And I say trudging because emotionally the song lost me a bit, because it is so unimaginative to me in terms of the arrangement and the way the energy is distributed. In terms of the vocal melodies, like that final note where they were harmonizing at the very end was really stunning. That's the kind of moment that I could have done with more of in this song. There were cool moments where they were countering their melody a few times, but again, just the overall impression I got from the song was that it's very plain in terms of what's expected from a romantic musical number. The pantomimic nature of it was very evident, and I was getting more carefully rehearsed singing rather than a very intuitive, natural, spur of the moment singing. And I couldn't help but feel like the song overall is very saccharine, which is, of course, again, typical of musicals. So it's I guess unfair of me to make that point, but I guess I have a limit in terms of the level of cloying sweetness that I'm willing to enjoy, and this song just pushed the limit there for me a little bit too much. I think I can deal with saccharine sweetness much better when the song is really strong, and I just felt like the song was weak. Even a lot of his solo stuff is much stronger than this song. So I'm especially curious now to see how good The Longer I Live is. I also failed to mention that Loving You Keeps Me Alive was another request from my patron Flower. Thank you again, Flower, for wanting my thoughts on this song. Let's look at the lyrics for this. Loving you keeps me alive. Think again before you leave me. His love cannot be as true as the love I offer you. You're wasting time pretending you belong to him. Come to your senses. Yeah, I believe this song really is about her wanting to go and marry, obviously, the other guy. I think it's Jonathan Harker. Loving you keeps me alive. I'll be in your heart forever, and you'll be a part of me from now till eternity. You've talked yourself into believing he's the one, such wild pretenses. The first time I set eyes on you, I knew I'd never be the same. I never knew I'd get such pleasure whispering your name. If loving you keeps me alive, then how can leaving me be right? Turn back and let me love you. Stay with me and let us dance into the night. Yeah, you know what? Like, for a musical, these lyrics are also pretty plain and unimaginative. They're very straightforward. The rhyming scheme is kind of pedestrian, which is strange since this is such a renowned musical from a renowned composer. Then again, he might not have written the lyrics, to be fair. Just compared to a lot of musicals that I've enjoyed and the really fun and clever wordplay in lyrics, this is just kind of not living up to the standard that I would expect from a live musical. You are the one, the only one, to make me see the empty life I lead. You are the one, the only one I'll ever need. You know, again, fairly straightforward rhyme scheme. A very limited vocabulary being displayed. The first time I set eyes on you, I knew I'd never be the same. I never knew I'd get such pleasure whispering your name. If loving you keeps me alive, then how can leaving me be right? Turn back and let me love you. Stay with me and let us dance into the night. Sure, yeah, there's a time and place for simplicity, and I always appreciate simplicity. This song as a whole, paired with the simple lyrics, it was just too simple and straightforward for me. I do apologize if that upsets anyone who is a big fan of the song. This is just really my own opinion. I hope that you guys can continue to enjoy these pieces, regardless of me stomping all over it. Okay, let's move on to the next track, which is The Longer I Live. I believe this is one of the final songs in the musical, and this was a request by my patron, Dragon of the West. Thank you so much. Let's go.
많은 날들을 지낸 나의 삶 세상 모든 걸 알 줄 알았는데 왜 이제 와서 방향을 잃었을까 당신 아픔의 모든 게 흐려져 왜 이제야 의심하게 되나 무엇이 옳은 길인가 내 사랑의 선택 그대 위에 나 이제야 자신이 없는지 진실이 뭔지 흔들려 그대 빛에 내 어둠 사라질까 영원한 사
Okay. Now, for me personally, we're pretty much back in business with this song. The composition of this one, I'm getting more of a classical influence from it, which gives it a sort of ancient quality, very fitting with the idea of an immortal vampire. The way he's playing around with the major and minor chords here, it's creating the imagery of, like, you know, a haunted house, you know, a decrepit cathedral, that kind of thing. Very cool, very spooky, which I love. But I'm also getting the depth and emotion from Junsu's performance here, and the vocal melody is so fitting with the development of the strings. You really feel like the strings and his voice are one in this performance, and they complement each other beautifully. This is definitely a super strong song. It's really stunning to behold. There are parts of the melody that are predictable, but there are other parts that go places slightly where you didn't expect, and I love that. It's a great balance. Let's continue.
영원한 사 잘하면 의미 있나 마음에 다 분명한데 이제야 깨닫게 됐는지 그대 없는 영원 허무해 당신 없는 나의 세상 멈추네 그대 없다면 내 세상 멈추네 그대 없다면 내 심장 멈추네
Okay, this is the kind of stuff that really gets my attention. I felt like there was so much care put into how his voice fit with that instrumental and how the instrumental complemented his voice. I loved the addition of the electric guitars. I loved especially the use of horns in this song, really making the song sound huge. And I feel like this is sort of a lament on the fact that he is immortal, based on the title The Longer I Live. And you know, those huge horns, those huge builds are so impactful, paired with his vocals, the extended notes, the moments of silence, that final part where he was in the coffin there at the end, giving that really clean belted note, and then underneath the softer instrumental, in contrast to the huge orchestral build before. That was just a chef's kiss. Really liked this one. Definitely a performance I would be happy to watch again. Yeah, it's really no surprise that he won awards for this role. I am just so impressed by this song in particular. A beautiful classical influence throughout, quite operatic in parts. It all made sense. It totally worked, and it's a banger. Let's check out the lyrics. I am predicting themes of immortality here. I've seen so many sunsets in my life. I should know everything there is worth knowing. But since I saw your face, I don't know where I am. There is no map that can show me where I'm going. The longer I live, the more I wonder if I know anything at all. If I've ever been in love, I can't recall. The longer I live, the less I'm certain that I have all the answers right. I'd give all my yesterdays for one more night. It's hard to make each moment count when you're alone. Maybe that's all I need to know. The longer I live without you near me, the longer the empty years will be. The world will not turn until you turn to me. My world will not turn until you turn to me. Beautiful lyrics. The scary idea of living forever without the person that you love and not having the answers is really chilling. A great and powerful way to end the show. Lines like, the world will not turn until you turn to me. That's the kind of poetic inspiration that I was missing from the previous lyrics. So that's just an example of the kind of stuff that I really look for and appreciate and enjoy. Yeah, this song is awesome. I really like this one. Not probably, but definitely my favorite of the marathon so far. Okay, we're moving out of the Dracula binge and we're moving straight into a live performance. This seems to be a very recent performance this year with X Song and Pitapat. We're not doing a lyrical analysis of this performance. We're just gonna appreciate the songs and the visuals. This was a request by an anonymous patron. Thank you so much. Let's go. Okay, so this is a fan cam. I didn't realize. Let's go. Straight away coming in hot with the choreo, my goodness. So much energy. He's definitely not slowing down at all. Love to see it. He's whipped the crowd into a frenzy here. I would love to have been at this concert. The song is really good. Hard to make out a lot of the instrumental, but I'm hearing live drums, live guitars. It's sort of a funky disco-inspired groove. The vocal melodies are very catchy, very captivating, catchy chorus. Crowd is loving it. What more can I say? Really good stuff. The camera person is losing their mind here, dropping it all over the place, wanting to really appreciate those dance moves in the moment. Let's appreciate that dance move again, because that was a pretty sick dance move. Serious business. And you can tell even the backup dancers were having the time of their life there. The choreo is just nuts. Whoever choreographed this was on something. This is some really good stuff. The moves look so sharp and fun to execute without being overly challenging and energy expending. I like that little yell there from him too. Awesome. Just totally in the moment and delivering a killer performance. This might be my favorite live performance from him I've seen. Just the fact that he's so into it. The vocals are hitting, the song is killer. Could be recency bias, of course, but this one really hit for me. Next one is Pit-a-Pat. Again, the choreography is awesome. The energy is not letting up at all. His energy is not letting up at all. This song is not my favorite. The previous song would be much more my thing. This is sort of more the bubblegum route, and I think I talked about this in the Killing Voice when I reacted to this song. It's a cute song for sure. It doesn't grab me personally, but of course I can totally see how it hits really well in a live setting. Especially if this is closer to the end of the concert, which I'm suspecting it might be. But of course, I'm not 100% sure of that. But just because of the feel-good quality, usually it's a good idea to finish off a concert with a song like this. I'm so impressed with the fact that he's lighting the stage on fire and completely hyping up the crowd big time. He's like getting a mosh pit started almost. I'm really amazed by that performance. His vocals are in such good shape. You know, he's been singing a very long time, and it's one thing for his voice to be in good shape when he's, for example, standing at a microphone, standing still in the Killing Voice performance, where he sounded amazing. But it's another thing to be dancing around like this, jumping around, doing this intense choreo, and still sounding so flawless. Like, the condition that his voice is in is just terrifying. I mean that in a good way. He really must take care of it really well. He must get a lot of vocal rest. His technique must be like honed to the highest degree, because in his singing, he does use a lot of rasp and grit from time to time, and he uses it so often that I would imagine it would show some wear and tear at this point, but I'm really not getting that at all. So hats off to him. This was truly impressive. He really is one of the greatest of all time. Super, super solid stuff. Okay, we're going to move on to a performance of Xiahtic with Key from Shiny. This was a request by my patron Isadore. Thank you so much. This is during the OT5 time. It was a solo song that Junsu had during that time before the split. and Key was apparently only 17 when this came out, which is wild. I don't know for sure if Key is actually in this live performance, but let's find out. Really cool intro. Some nice dance moves there. I wonder if that beat was part of the song or not. It was a nice, again, a New Jack Swing inspired beat. Something I'm personally fond of. Let's find out. My cat is circling my feet there and I can't hear if he's meowing or not. If his meowing interrupts the sound of the audio, I do apologize. I'm not going to be able to hear him interrupt it unless he's very loud. This song is really cool. I'm really enjoying it. Very funky groove, very moody atmosphere, sort of a gloomy, nasty vibe. Love that. I just love that sort of New Jack Swing inspired dark harmonies. You guys are going to kill me for bringing up Michael Jackson again, but again, this whole style is very MJ. Even the way the spotlight was coming down on him at the beginning there, and the sound effects were syncing up with his dance moves is like a complete rip from MJ's show to a T. You might be familiar with that from a lot of Billie Jean performances where MJ will be wearing the white socks and the hat under the spotlight. So I'm definitely a big fan of this sound. Shh. You want to say hi? I need you to be quiet, bud. Okay. What you looking at? I know. You gotta be quiet. I'm putting you down. So yeah, definitely a solid bop. I'm enjoying Junsu's vocals. These vocal lines are not super challenging for him, which is totally fine. It's not really the kind of song that will demand crazy vocal lines. Of course, I will prefer it if we get some really amazing vocals from him. Especially in the chorus, I think he's letting the playback rock. Let's see how it goes. The bass line in this song is so dirty. I really, really like it. Really low, distorted bass line that is driving along. Really cool. I liked that vocal line to lead us into the chorus. I'll just want to hear that again. That was a nice vocal line. The thing about this song is that the chorus is not super melodic. The chorus is more rhythmically focused with the vocal lines. There's a lot of emphasis on like the consonants in the speech. Really enhances the rhythm, and I love that type of style. It is so groovy and funky. It's like everything in the song is geared towards the percussion, and I absolutely love that. I really am hoping for some more elaborate vocals from him. But in general, the song is really hitting. I'm definitely adding it to my playlist. I like the stage setup. The choreography is decent. I don't think it's as good as the choreography that we just watched in the previous performance. It's a bit more standard quality, I'd say, even though they're all executing it perfectly well. The sexier moments with the girls are cool, and I am appreciating the outfits on stage. I like all the colors. I'm getting sort of 2NE1 vibes from the styling. Pretty neat. Dance break. Hey, there he is. So the dance break would have been cool if I could see what they were doing. I liked Key's rap. I would like for his microphone to have been turned up a little bit more so I could hear him properly, but it sounded like a really fun rhythmic rap. And now we're ramping up into another hot moment. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Cool. All right. I'm sorry, but for him to be holding that note so perfectly well while doing that choreo is nuts. That was awesome. Ooh, all right. Spectacular. Loved it. Loved that final jumping kick that he did. Another really great performance. I wasn't expecting the keyboard solo. And, you know, it wasn't the most complicated keyboard solo in the world, but it was solid. It was groovy. I really appreciate that he played that live. I definitely got some great vocals from him towards the end. Nice high vocal lines to contrast the deepness of the rest of the song. I'd love to have heard some clean vocals from Key. I know he is a rapper and stuff, but his singing voice is unreal. So I'm a bit confused as to why he wasn't given some clean vocal parts in this song. Maybe it was due to time constraints or something when the original collab was happening, but overall, I really like this song. Might be my personal favorite song of the marathon so far, the one that I'm most likely to be listening to in my own time. So yeah, great choice, great discovery. Thank you so much. We are going to do a lyrical analysis of the song now. This is somewhat of an obscure track, so this translation might not be perfect, but it was the best I could find. Okay, let's do it. It starts now. Open your eyes. What you haven't seen till now, drown yourself in my charisma. Hold your breath, I want to be your bad boy. You're the one that's gonna be kick out of my heart eventually. I told you guys this translation wasn't gonna be great. Baby need your love, baby try it soul, baby make it some. You're mine. You've never experienced fantasy. It wouldn't be a waste, even if it just die away like this. The thumping deep inside your heart, you're unable to resist my magical. Yeah. Terrible translation, but of course the general gist is, you know, he's hitting on someone, he wants to be their bad boy. That's basically what it comes down to. This is Key's rap. Key is gonna open, you wanna touch me and you wanna be feeling it. If you don't have me now, it'll be incomplete. The moment I see you standing in front of me, my heart breaks. Have a little patience, girls. This world, though you're numb, you can still feel emotion. See the red ocean dazzling. It wouldn't be a waste, even if it just die away like this, the thumping deep inside your heart. Yeah, again, just kind of like standard club track. I'm hating on you. Let's get together. You won't regret it. I'm your bad boy. Get with me. Yada, yada, yada. The red ocean dazzling has me kind of intrigued. Probably not the exact translation of that line, but I'm wondering what that imagery is getting at. And then the last few lines says, you're unable to resist my magical, drown yourself in my charisma. That's a pretty cool line. Drown yourself in my charisma. Pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, straightforward stuff. Definitely more of a fan of the song overall than the lyrics, but that's totally fine. Last song we're moving on to is Writing You. And this is a request from an anonymous patron. Thank you so much. I did react to part of this song in the Killing Voice, but this is the whole song, and this is another live version, and it is a Fancam. I think I have an inkling of what song this is, but we'll see if I'm right. So yeah, that about concludes our Junsu Marathon Part 1. Thank you so much to all of the patrons who submitted these requests. I really had a great time picking apart all of these gems, for better and for worse. I do enjoy analysing all of the songs, even if some of them end up not being my thing. It really is fun to just talk about music, why I think certain things work and why I think some other parts don't work. But he's a very captivating and interesting performer to analyse, so I look forward to Part 2. If you would like to become a patron and get guaranteed requests yourself, the link is in the description. You can get requests through tiers or through my shop. Please like, subscribe, comment below your thoughts on this marathon, on these songs, and my analysis of them. Hit the notification bell, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much and take care.